Morning, YouTubers. 9:40 a.m. on the 21st of February, 2013. I was wrong about feeling better. I'm still sicker than a dog. I was on one of my YouTube channels. I was watching a video this morning on one of my girls I follow. Not girls, I'm sorry. One of my ladies I follow. I always call females girls and men boys, so don't take offense to it, ladies, if I call you a girl, or guys, if I call you a boy. I don't mean no offense by it, but I was watching Stephanie called out one, and she's a Hebrew, so half Hebrew, and she was talking about her Hebrew faith, and how she's half Hebrew and that, and how she does go by her Hebrew faith, and how about the Hebrews and the Gentiles and that, and you know how I never really paid too much attention to the elects being the Hebrews and the rest of us being Gentiles. I never really, I knew the Jews were, God's people. I just never really put, but yeah, here we go, me stumbling already on my words, on what I want to say. And dear Lord, help me speak today, please. I know you know what I'm trying to say. I just can't spit the words out. I'm not good with words. Me and public speaking and that never went hand in hand, and me just outright speaking with people never went hand in hand, really, because I'm not a speaker. I'm not a listener either, really. I don't listen too well to boring people. You have to keep my attention, and a lot of people don't keep my attention, and if you're boring, you don't keep my attention. But and that's like a boring movie. If you're watching a boring movie, does it really keep your attention? No, not really. Watch a different movie. I'm like that with people. If they're boring, they don't keep my attention very long. But Stephanie is one of my female followers that I do watch, and there is another one that, and I know she knows who I'm talking about. Oh, and I can't think of her name this morning. I'm kicking myself. Stephanie kicked me, because I know you know who I'm talking about. And I hate going by ethnic backgrounds. And I hate saying skin tones either. But she is of different color. And that doesn't even sound right. She is also a darker woman. And that doesn't even sound right. But I hate saying she's a black woman, because that, to me, that doesn't even sound right. She's of African descent, but I don't even know if that's 100% accurate. So you see what I'm saying? But there is another African woman. Let's just leave it like that until I'm sure, because she is darker skinned color, that I like listening to also. And her name just, names and me don't go well. The only reason why I remember Stephanie's, if Stephanie called out one is because she's right in front of me. I can see her with her white hat on this morning. I love your hat, and your daughter's adorable. Let me tell you, that young, oh, they're adorable. But you made me think about, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Am I following down the path that a Gentile woman is supposed to follow down? Because, we're not taught like we're supposed to be taught. Hebrews are not taught Hebrew, and Gentile people are not taught what the Gentiles are supposed to be taught. We're just, there's nowhere in there does it say a Gentile is going to be a bride. Nowhere in there does it really say much. Now, since I have been listening to the Bible more, I have heard a lot more. But there is a lot of stuff that people don't realize that is in the Bible until you listen to it. Or read it. Granted, reading is a lot better for you. Reading the Bible and rereading and rereading and rereading and rereading. The small print in that and doesn't do well with my migraines and that, so I listen to it. And but I looked up this morning, and there really ain't. There's only 24 occurrences of the word Gentile in the Bible. Matthew 18, verse 17. If he refuses to listen to them, tell it to the assembly. If he refuses to hear the assembly also, let him be to you as a Gentile or a tax collector. That's referring to if your brother refuses to listen to you about a subject matter, then you tell it to the assembly. And if he still refuses to listen to the assembly, then, you treat him like he was a tax collector. Now, Mark 7:26, she was a Gentile woman, a Syrophoenician by nation, and again she begged him to expel the demon from her daughter. Acts 7:45, which also our fathers that came after brought in with Jesus into the possession of the Gentiles, whom God drave out before the faces of our fathers unto the days of David. Acts 10:28, he said to them, you know better than most that a Jew is strictly forbidden to associate with a Gentile or visit him, but God has taught me to call unto no one unholy or unclean. I mean, so what? Hebrews are not supposed, or Jews are not supposed to associate with a Gentile? Acts 15:5. But certain men who had belonged to the sect of the Pharisees, but were now believers, stood up to the assembly and said, yes, Gentile believers ought to be circumcised and be ordered to keep the law of Moses. You can go knock on his door. He might be in there watching a movie. He was awake. You can check. So they're in Acts now. Now it says Gentiles, believers ought to be circumcised. So now the Gentiles are supposed to be circumcised, which I believe that too. Um, which I did when I first started. I had somebody on circumcision. Um, it's not up. Oh, Acts 15:23 says, "They wrote these things by their hand, the apostles, the elders, the brothers, and the brothers. To the brothers who are of the Gentiles, in Enoch, Syra, and Cecilia, greetings, through whom we have received grace and apostleship, and his service is ordered to win men to obedience to the faith among all Gentile people." So, denoting a race or county as a Gentile, it's just so, it's weird. Yeah, I know. I guess it's just something that, I mean, yeah, I've heard the differences, Gentile and Hebrews and all that, but never until this morning did I really put the two and two together, that us Gentiles were not as holy as the Hebrews and the Jews. And the Hebrews came first, and then the Jews, Jesuits. But aren't Jesuits like an atheist? Or am I wrong on that too? Probably wrong on that too. I don't know. Okay, so us Gentiles are just we're just commoners. Woohoo for being commoner. Alright guys, I'm at 13 minutes. I'm going to do some more, because there ain't much on being a Gentile, or what a Gentile is supposed to, what life a Gentile is supposed to lead. You know, do we have a different walk style? You know, do we have a different road of life that we have to walk down? Because we're not Hebrew. That's what I'm trying to figure out. So, alright guys, peace be with you, and I hope you feel better than I do today. God bless you guys.